Hello, and welcome to our show, Conversation with Priya. I'm your host, Priya Mishra. I am honored to have the opportunity to introduce Dr. Hazel Herrington in this show of distinguished personality and audience. Born in Zimbabwe and now living in Australia, Dr. Hazel is a multifaceted personality with several achievements of credit. Dr. Hazel is a global and keynote speaker, a marketing expert, a business strategist, and a brand ambassador. She has won several awards for her contribution towards uplifting of youth worldwide to become economically independent. She holds a doctorate for her determination in advocating cultural change and fairness. Hazel was also a nominee for Australia's Mompreneur Award, Australia's Multi-Channel Award, Gold Coast Woman of the Year, and the Top 100 Women of Influential in Australia. She is also a proud member of the UN Women Australian Committee, working diligently in strengthening social justice and resolutely advocating for gender equality. She has enlightened more than 50,000 women and youth worldwide to become wholly self-sufficient and assist them in a becoming successful leader by implementing powerful strategy and precise methodology. After all, she is a human and compassionate in all her approaches of implementing her strategy and methodology. She runs a charity named Destiny Arise for the empowerment of women all over the world. So today, please help me to welcome Dr. Hazel in our show. Hello, welcome to my show, Conversation with Priya today. Hazel, thanks for accepting my request.
My pleasure. I'm so excited to be on your show this morning, and we're going to have lots of fun. Viewers, get ready.
Thank you so much. So, I would like to ask you first question. Like, I have seen your journey and I've read about you. You have a lot of achievements you have done. You've been in Africa, in African country, Zimbabwe, right? So you just establish yourself there. How did you started that journey? What was your initial stage and how you reached till Australia?
Okay, all right. So before I get into that, let me tell you more about myself. And my name is Dr. Hazel Herrington. I'm based in the Gold Coast here in Australia, and I am an organizational coach. I'm also a business advisor, global speaker, Australia's Global Goodwill Ambassador, and I've also interviewed amazing celebrities such as Mel Gibson, Charlie Sheen, Jewel Kilcher, and Jason Alexander from Seinfeld. So those are some of the amazing things that I've done.
Yeah.
And my journey from Zimbabwe to Australia is a very interesting story. I was a serial entrepreneur in Zimbabwe, and I have two charities that I launched there and called Destiny Arise, and I am Bible Distribution. So my journey from Zimbabwe, what I always say to people is that there's a season and a time for everything.
Yeah.
And I believe that my time had come for me to move. Things weren't working because of high inflation in Zimbabwe. And I had a restaurant at that time. I was running a restaurant and it was just falling apart. We weren't making profits. We couldn't access goods from South Africa and import goods because it was just so expensive. And I was letting my staff go. So that wasn't working. And also in my relationship, things weren't working. We were drifting apart. We were moving in two different directions. Right. And it had been like that for a while. And so, I came to Australia first and I visited my mom, and I actually realized that, listen, Australia is a developed country. There's a lot of opportunities. So I went back to Zimbabwe and I applied, and I decided to go back to school as well. Yeah. At that same time, I was running workshops for women and helping them to start businesses. But I didn't have the entrepreneurial skills. You know, I was just learning from other people, and it was more motivational and encouraging them. Yes. So I knew that I needed to go back to school. And so that's when I traveled to Australia and I went back to school at Griffith University.
Wow. Interesting. So, as I know, you are a high achiever anyway. So it was very interesting to see. You joined back the university, and I'm sure you are. As much as I know you, you've been explorer. You've been actually trying to seeking the knowledge, I would say. So. Very interesting. Very interesting. What you've generally been doing. So, in this, has it rewarded one or? And what have been the takeaways for that?
Okay. Going back to university for me has empowered me so much so that I can empower other women. I thought it was going to be a disadvantage. In fact, I was embarrassed to be going back to university as a mature student. I said to myself, oh man, people are going to laugh at me. I'm going to be the oldest student in the class. But it was always a dream of mine anyway to go back to university. But I realized when I started attending the courses first semester, I was like, this is the best thing that has ever happened to me. Because I was like, oh my goodness, I thought I was empowering the women, but I'm being empowered. And every semester, what I started doing is that I started going back and teaching them everything that I was learning. So it was fresh. And now I had more knowledge. And when I'd speak to the lecturers, I'd explain to them my vision, what I've been doing, and they'd give me advice. And when I do my presentations, I would actually apply them to what I was doing in Africa. So it was just like so phenomenal for me.
Yeah. So in that scenario, like, what is it that takes to be a successful entrepreneur? In other words, what are the attributes that you recommend for one to be a good businesswoman?
Excellent question, Priya. I love that question. Yeah.
Thank you.
Because to become successful, it's not an overnight thing. It's all about having good habits, daily habits that you have. And I truly believe that it's in those daily habits that you have that you achieve great success over time.
For sure.
It's so easy to develop bad habits.
Yeah.
It's difficult to develop new habits. So what I did is that I knew that I had a few bad habits, and I needed to make sure that I got rid of the bad habits, especially when it came to my health. The most important thing I believe is that you need to take care of your body in order to serve others.
Totally agree.
Exactly. And I look at my body, my health, as an organization itself, as a company, and my share price is the value I put in exercising and making sure that I'm healthy. That's number one. In order to be successful, take care of your body in order to serve others better and create more value. The other thing is that leaders are readers. We need to be able to sharpen our minds, and continuous learning is something that we shouldn't take for granted.
Couldn't agree more.
So I'm constantly reading, and I'm constantly learning new things. And these days, you don't have to buy books. You can go onto Amazon, on Kindle, constantly learning. And I believe that if you say you're an expert in an area, you're constantly improving in that area. And I always say to women, don't try and do too many things at the same time. It's like, I'm passionate about leadership, marketing and branding. And so I'm constantly improving in that area. You need to be known you need to be known as the best in a certain area. So don't be all over the place. Focus on that niche. Become the expert. Keep reading on it. Keep improving. Network with those people. Follow those people that are also in your niche. And the other thing is to set daily goals. Set your goals and make sure that in setting your goals, you're actually moving towards them. And if you're not, you need to be you need to be accountable to somebody. Get a coach and a mentor. I'm a firm believer in that. Mentorship is critical in this season. It saves you a lot of pain. It saves you a lot of money, even a coach, which leads me to investing in yourself.
Yeah. And it's also about decision making. Like, you want to sit there and invest years of learning and doing errors and all, and learn it by mistake, or you want to adopt the knowledge that your mentor has gained and you actually go through that. pass that journey faster than you can imagine, isn't it? It's very important for, I rightly said that I'm a big fan of people who read and, master their trade, what they are doing. You are very passionate about, advocate of women's entrepreneurship and have founded an initiative called Destiny Arise. The fact of the matter is that women's enterprise have grown essentially as an enlightened movement without clumbing down into generating jobs and to become income for the lower end of the society. How do you see the role of Destiny Arise differently?
Oh, Priya, I'm so passionate about Destiny Arise. And I want to, for the women that are watching, that are doing humanitarian projects, that are empowering other women, that's an excellent question, especially those that are creating jobs. Mm-hmm. And what we do at Destiny Arise is that we run business workshops, conferences as well for women and for youth so that they can become economically independent and self-sufficient, so that they can become job creators and not job seekers.
Yeah.
And the thing is that in Africa right now, unemployment is it's over 90%. So what do we do in that situation is that we teach them to become job creators. And women are no longer sitting at home waiting for the men to go out there and make the money and work.
Yeah.
So we need to teach women how to become financially literate, you know. And so we do financial literacy courses because women don't know how to save. Women don't know, some of them don't even have bank accounts. They're keeping money at home. And of course, in Africa, the banking system they don't trust it. So they're keeping money at home, but there's other ways where they can invest their money.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we teach them on financial literacy. We collaborated with an organization in Zimbabwe, a microfinance organization. So when I started Destiny Rise, I used to provide the funding myself. But now we get investors who want to invest in Destiny Rise. And then the money goes through a microfinance company and it's distributed to the women. The microfinance company has project officers who go on the field because the women apply for the fund. So they go into the field, they look at their projects. And unfortunately, because we don't have a lot of funding, sometimes we put women together. Like just say women are doing chickens, so we put them together to work on the project together. And that's what we've been doing. Yeah. And oh my gosh, the testimonies, we got women that are doing hair products and they just need funding, and we're just so passionate about it. And for those that are watching and listening, you are welcome to come and join us at these business workshops, to invest in these projects and to make donations. All you need to do is go to www.destinyarise.org.
Yeah, that's interesting. The way you are organizing the management of it is very interesting fact in there. So, and also you are taking care of it's reaching to the right people, and also you're creating the collaboration. That's so fascinating in that people are not left alone.
Yeah.
What I am guessing here, or what I have been understanding so far through, our conversation, that you're not leaving them alone. Like you're just helping them whenever they need and wherever they need, and giving them collaborative environment. That's very fascinating for me. So you have been recently nominated to be one of the top 100 women of influence in Australia. Are your success largely due to your personal strength, or due to the positive environment in Australia, or to a combination of that too?
I would say the combination of the two, because before I moved to Australia, I was in business. And like I said, I just needed to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
I love Australia and everything about Australia.
Yeah, it's a land of opportunity, and we are so thankful we are here. Yeah,
absolutely. And here's the thing about Australia: you can be anything you want to be.
Yeah,
you can be anything that you want to be, and they're there to support. They have the facilities. They have everything is here. Yeah. And so, what I always say to people is that Australia was once nominated as the world's second country in the empowerment of women. I believe it's the first.
Yeah.
I believe it's the first, because they have empowered me to empower thousands of women. I mean, from the time that I was at university, from the time that I was going back to Zimbabwe every semester, to date, I've empowered more than 50,000 women. Thank you, Australia. I mean, the knowledge, the skills that I have, and if I was not in Australia, I would not have won all the awards that I've won. I mean, today, this year, I've won 4 awards and nominated for 2. I mean, this year I was nominated as the Australian Woman of the Year. Wow.
Yeah, very, very fascinating. Very, very interesting. And I really like your work, the way you go and your humbleness and the offer you are getting. But yes, it is a land of opportunity, and anyone can become anything if they have that attitude and right effort and, right skill set if they invest on themselves, I believe. So in your long career, you have traveled and interacted with the people of different nations and characteristics. Could you share some interesting success stories there, if you don't mind?
Yeah, like we were talking about earlier on, is that I interview celebrities. I never knew that I was going to interview celebrities when I first came to Australia. And I've learned that one person, one opportunity can change your life. I met one person in the Gold Coast at a business workshop from an American organization called the J.D. Fox Organization. Mm-hmm. And they create platforms whereby you can meet celebrities and interview them. And I was like, okay. Went and I found out more about it. And lo and behold, I got an opportunity to interview Mel Gibson. And I also, through those platforms, I also managed to meet Patrice Motsepe, Africa's first billionaire. But you talk about success stories is when I met George Ross, the former advisor to Donald Trump. And we had a one-on-one conversation about politics, about life. And we were just joking. And one of the stories is that I was joking with him, and I was like, you know what? One day I want to be the first female president of Zimbabwe. And he was just laughing. And I didn't know that he had actually traveled to Zimbabwe, to Victoria Falls. So we were talking about Victoria Falls and everything, and how much he loved the country.
Yeah.
And he taught me the power of collaboration, how to collaborate and network with people. And it's just an amazing memorable moment for me.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So when you meet people, when you actually empowering women, what will be your 2 cents, the people who want to start today? If you will want to suggest something from the beginning, what would be your suggestion for those entrepreneurs who are thinking and not taking that first step?
Okay, I think for female entrepreneurs, just start. Because a lot of people are stuck and they are fearful. Fear of the unknown, fear of what people will say, fear of failure. And the reality is that fear is false evidence appearing real. It's all in your mind. And even if you fail, you learn from it.
Yeah.
Leadership is about taking risks with no guarantee of success, coming out of your comfort zone. To be a great leader, to be successful in business, you've got to take risks. You've got to come out of your comfort zone, and you have to see beyond where you are.
Very interesting. So, Hazel, what's coming up in your space? What's coming up in your next journey towards in future?
Oh, wow. I have a lot of global positions coming up in 2021. I can't say more about that. If there's anything you need to learn about me is that I am a global transformational leader, and my vision is to continue to empower women and men in 2021. I'm also into real estate, the property industry as well. I'm also going to be working, collaborating on some projects, global projects, platforms for women to collaborate and network. That's going to be so exciting. And I know Priya and we've discussed some projects that we're looking at. So stay tuned, stay tuned and watch, go on my social media platforms, follow me. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah, that for sure. And then I can guarantee on that you won't be disappointed. There is always something exciting happening with the Hazel. Thank you so much for joining in today. It was an interesting communication. I'm sure audience will definitely gain something out of it. And to reach you out, you're very active on social media and very responsive as well. So please be reaching out. Women, please connect her. There are a lot to offer. Thank you so much for today, Hazel.
Yep. Thank you. And for those that want to contact me, you can email me at hazel@hazelherrington.com. And for more information about me, go to www.meethazelherrington.com. Thank you.
Thank you. And all the details will be provided in the description. Thanks.
Thank you for having me.